Hey everybody, hope y'all are having a great day. Today I want to continue looking at Matthew chapter 9. You see, in Matthew chapter 8, we see where Jesus gets into a boat and there's a storm that comes and he falls asleep and the disciples are freaking out. They wake him up and he's like, hey, you guys of little faith, man. He calms the waves, but he kind of rebukes them a little bit. And so I kind of want to look at that faith aspect that chapter 9 continues to have. You see, at first one we talked about yesterday, it was the paralytic. It said by their faith that his sins were forgiven, and then he was healed. We see another example of how faith impacts healing with the woman with the bleeding disease. You know, she touches the hem of his garment and is healed, and he says it's by your faith you've been healed. And then finally we have the blind men who come up to Jesus and he says, do you believe I can do this? Do you believe I can heal you? And they said, absolutely. And his response to them, it is by your faith that you have been healed. So faith in healing and faith in the forgiveness of sins is extremely important here. And we have those three wonderful examples. But what is faith? Faith is more than just a blind jump out into nothingness. It's more than stepping into a ravine with a hope that there's something there. You'll remember the movie Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, where he takes a leap of faith out into this giant chasm, and he puts his foot on a pathway that he couldn't see. But that's not the type of faith that we see here in Matthew chapter 9. What we see is individuals who have been given examples of what Jesus is capable of what God is capable of. And so it's more like stepping off of a platform onto a chair. And you know that the chair is going to hold you. You've seen the chair hold stuff before. You've never laid eyes on the individual who made the chair. You don't know them. You've never shook their hand, but you've seen their work, and you have faith that when you step off that platform, it's going to hold you. See, that's the type of faith we have here. You see, the disciples in chapter 8, they had seen what Jesus could do. They knew what he was capable of. He had told them why he was there, and yet they still lacked faith when the storm came. Yet these three individuals, they had faith, and because of their faith, one, his sins were forgiven, and all three of them experienced healing. Now, sometimes we struggle with our faith, especially when the storms come, and that's only human. But all we need to do is stop, look around, and realize that God, the God of the Bible, who did all of those wonderful things from creation through Revelation, the work of Jesus here on this earth, they didn't stop. They continued. We can look at individuals that we know and see the work of Jesus Christ in their hearts. We can see miracles that have taken place around us. So, like the individuals in Matthew chapter 9, we need to stop and look around and have faith in the Jesus who did work and is still working. So this morning, let me encourage you if you're struggling with your faith, to just stop, look around, and see what God has already done, and then have faith that he will continue to do those things. All right, thanks. Blessings to you.